You are 14 years old. The classroom smells like bleach and burnt wires. Your science teacher hands you a cracked microscope from 1998. Half the lenses don't work. You still pretend it's NASA. You stay after school. Not because you're smart, because home is louder. You watch mold grow on bread slices for a project worth 10%. You feel important for the first time. Reward? A gold star. A cheap science fair ribbon. Your parents finally say they're proud of you. Risk? You become addicted to answers. And once your brain tastes curiosity, normal life starts feeling dead. You are 19. Now you live in a dorm room the size of a prison cell. 2 roommates. 1 broken fan. Instant noodles stacked beside chemistry textbooks worth $340 each. You stop sleeping normally. 2:13 a.m. You're memorizing molecular structures while somebody throws up in the hallway. Reward? People call you the smart one. Professors remember your name. You get a research internship paying $11 an hour. You finally enter a real lab. White coats. Cold metal tables. The hum of million-dollar machines. Risk? Your social life dies first. Then your health. You start measuring your worth in grades. 3.9 GPA? You feel alive. 3.4? You feel like a failure. You stop seeing knowledge as wonder. Now it's survival. You are 24. Welcome to the meat grinder. Your friends buy cars. You study bacteria for 6 years. You earn $32,000 a year. Before taxes. You work under fluorescent lights that make everybody look sick. Every experiment fails. Again. 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 You spend 11 months trying to prove one tiny theory. Then another lab publishes it first. Reward? Tiny moments of godhood. The first time your data finally matches your hypothesis. Your hands shake. Your heart pounds. You feel like you discovered fire itself. Risk? You lose your 20s. Relationships collapse. Birthdays disappear. You start introducing yourself by your research topic. Not your personality. Because the personality is gone. You are 31. Technically, you're a doctor. Realistically, you're broke with better vocabulary. You move cities every 2 years chasing temporary contracts. Boston, Berlin, Singapore, tiny apartments. No stability, no roots. You publish papers nobody outside your field will ever read. Reward? Authority. You speak at conferences. People nod when you talk. Your name appears in scientific journals. For 5 seconds, you matter. Risk? You realize science is political. Funding matters more than truth. Your career depends on grants, connections, reputation. One bad paper can erase 10 years of work. You stop asking, what's true? You start asking, what gets funded? You are 36. Now the money arrives. Finally. $180,000 salary, stock options, private healthcare. You work inside a glass biotech tower with fingerprint scanners and silent elevators. Your badge unlocks rooms filled with experiments worth more than houses. Reward? Power. Real power. Your research affects medicine, food, artificial intelligence, military systems. Millions of people may eventually use something you helped build. Risk? Everything becomes classified. NDA after NDA. Lawyers everywhere. You cannot tell friends what you actually do. You smile during family dinners while secretly helping engineer technologies that could reshape entire industries. Or destroy them. You start wondering if intelligence without morality is just expensive chaos. Are 43. Now the cameras arrive. Podcasts, TED Talks, interviews, millions of followers online. People quote your words like scripture. Students worship you. Companies beg for endorsements. Reward? Status reaches absurd levels. You fly business class across continents explaining the future to billionaires. Your ideas influence governments. Markets move when you speak. Risk? Your real job disappears. Now you perform intelligence instead of pursuing it. Every sentence gets dissected online. One mistake. One leaked email, one failed prediction, and the internet tears you apart in 48 hours. you become paranoid. Not about failure, about reputation. Because reputation became currency. You are 52. You no longer publish papers. Now you advise presidents, defense contractors, tech CEOs, people with private jets and private armies. You sit inside secure rooms where phones are banned. The conversations sound unreal. Gene editing, autonomous weapons, synthetic viruses, artificial superintelligence. Reward? You finally see how the world actually works. Not democracy, not merit. Information. The people controlling information control civilization itself. Risk? You cannot unsee it anymore. Every breakthrough creates new weapons. Every cure creates new markets. Every invention creates new dependence. You realize humanity never solved greed. It just upgraded the tools. You are 67. Your name appears in textbooks now. Students memorize discoveries you barely remember making. You own properties, foundations, patents worth hundreds of millions. People call you one of the greatest minds alive. Reward? Immortality, or something close to it. Your work may outlive entire countries. Risk? You finally understand the curse. Science never ends. There is no final answer, no finish line. Just deeper layers of ignorance. You sacrificed family dinners for equations, sleep for publications, love for ambition. And after all that, the universe still keeps its biggest secrets. Dark matter, consciousness, time itself. You spent your whole life climbing toward truth, only to discover how tiny you really are. And somewhere tonight, a 14-year-old kid stares into a broken microscope after school. They feel the same spark you once felt. The cycle begins again. Another mind enters the machine. Another human trades ordinary life for the dangerous addiction of understanding the universe.